Zuma's party sidelined. The buoyant National Freedom Party (ANFP) ended days of speculation yesterday, announcing the IFP-ANC-DA bloc as its partners to co-govern the KwaZulu-Natal summarily, dashing the hopes of the uMkhonto weSizwe party (MKP) of governing the province. A former heartland of the struggling ANC failed to get an outright single winner during the May 29th elections for the first time since 2004. With its single seat, the NFP became a kingmaker in KZN, and political leaders, including MKP's leader, former President Jacob Zuma, went to the NFP leader hat in hand to court him. High on confidence, NFP leader Ivan Bernice told a media briefing yesterday that his party would be backing the IFP-ANC-DA grouping. We wish to announce that the NFP supports and subscribes to the formation of the Government of National Unity (GNU) at the national level and the Government of Provincial Unity (GPU) in KwaZulu-Natal, Bernice said. He added, "We are encouraged by the level of engagement with the ANC and other political parties, such as the IFP, who have agreed to form the GPU. The spirit of the partnership and the maturity that have characterized negotiations are a source of inspiration and hope for millions of people." The NFP's seat will place the grouping at 41 seats, which paves the way for governing the 80-seat provincial legislature. The IFP has 15, the ANC 14, the DA 11, the EFF 2, and the kingmaker, the NFP, has a powerful single seat. The MKP will not be part of the provincial government despite the party scoring the highest number of seats at 37. Any coalition with the NFP, as previously speculated, would have put the MKP-EFF group at 40, which would have forced a tie. Bernice's decision to join the IFP-ANC-DA coalition would be richly rewarding, as he is rumored to be in line to be a minister in the yet-to-be-announced National Cabinet or an MEC in KZN. He said, "Our joining of the Government of National Unity and the Provincial Government of National Unity is not motivated by desire for positions, but by the desire to forge a new society with a new identity." He added, "We need a combination of skills, strong political will, and selflessness to put this country on a new trajectory of socio-economic development. This is what the GNU and PGU will offer." After Bernice's announcement, it is now a foregone conclusion that the bloc will emerge in today's provincial legislature sitting in Pietermaritzburg to elect a new premier, speaker, and deputy speaker. Before his announcement, it was highly speculated that Bernice would throw his weight in with the MKP after his pictures with MKP leader Zuma were widely circulated. The NFP will also be part of the GNU nationally, said Bernice. The NFP already had a working deal with the ANC in eThekwini municipality, which saw the NFP's Zandi Lenyeni being elected as the deputy mayor in the metro in February last year. The IFP's provincial chairperson, Damin Tuli, is tipped to be the next premier in KZN. He is also the current mayor of the King Ceshwayo district municipality. If he emerges as the new premier today, Tuli would have to pick his provincial cabinet members, who would come from the IFP-ANC-DA-NFP coalition. MKP spokesperson Tlamulo Ndlela described the IFP-led coalition as a conglomeration of rejects during his interview with the ENCA on Wednesday. "It is going to be difficult for them to govern because they were rejected by the people," he said. Despite being blocked by minority parties, Ndlela said they would continue to persuade other parties to form a government with them. Meanwhile, the ANC's long-time historical alliance partners, the SACP and Congress of the South African Trade Union, COSATU, rebuked the ANC for forming a coalition with enemy parties like the DA. During a media briefing yesterday, COSATU's Provincial Secretary Edwin Mkhize said, "As COSATU in the province, we are quite disturbed that our leaders of the ANC in the province continue to marginalize the alliance partners in these talks. We fully support the stance taken by our federation, which opposes the ANC coalition with the DA." Themba Mthembu, the SAPC's provincial secretary, did not pull any punches, accusing the ANC of sleeping with the enemy. The majority of people in KZN voted for the MK party. Logic and democracy dictate the MKP should be part of the provincial government, said Mthembu. With weeks of political wrangling, KZN will have a new premier and cabinet, but questions abound as to how long the coalition will cling to power, as coalitions are known to be unpredictable. EFF leader Julius Malema warned that if the MKP was excluded from the KZN provincial government, that will be a provocation to the people of KZN. We can't blame them if they react. This undermines the will of the people of KZN who voted in their majority, said Malema. In the meantime, South Africa reacts to Zondo amended rule for the first sitting of the Parliament. Chief Justice Raymond Zondo has added new rules and amendments to ensure there is no violence and chaos at the first sitting of the National Assembly. South Africans on social media have reacted with glee to Thursday's night decision by the Chief Justice to publish the amended rules for the first sitting of the National Assembly, National Council of Provinces and Provincial Legislatures by Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. Just hours before the first sitting of the Parliament, Zondo amended the rules for the first sitting of the Parliament as well as the National Council of Provinces and Provincial Legislatures, which are set to take place on Friday and Saturday in Cape Town and across 9 provinces. Furthermore, Zondo indicated that he will not take kindly to disruptions and would not hesitate to suspend business to have a disorderly member removed immediately. Should such member or members refuse to leave the chamber after the presiding officer has made such an order, the presiding officer may call upon the legislature's designated protection services to assist in removing the member or members from the chamber. Zondo further explained, the rules say. Reacting to the latest amendments on X, founder of Alliance for One Nation, A41, Nasseruddin Jabi, said this year will be an epic and historical year of the country as it enters into a new political spectrum. This year will no doubt go down in our history as a very significant chapter. Firstly, legislation was passed with ludicrous signature requirements which made it very difficult for new parties to legitimately comply. Then there's countless incidents of election fraud with evidence and police arrests approved, which just gets ignored by our higher authorities and results are declared. Finally, as the last minute, the cherry is placed on the cake with these new rules for the National Assembly. We truly have a democracy, Jabi said. IOL reported that Zondo has revealed that the new rules will apply to any procedural matters not provided for in these rules, which are relevant to the business of the day. A question of procedure may be raised with the presiding officer's leave by a member or in the event of an election under these rules in the National Council of Provinces, a head of provincial delegation on behalf of the delegation and seconded by another member, or by a head of another delegation on behalf of such other delegation, as the case may be, he noted. If he or she considered it necessary or desirable in a particular case, the presiding officer may permit a discussion of the questions and may limit participation in and the duration of the discussion in such manner as he or she thinks fit, he added. Secretary to Parliament, Olile George, described the first sitting as reflective of South Africa's electoral mandate following the elections. The people have spoken. They have chosen a parliament that will represent them as freely elected representatives as reflected in the preamble and the constitution to champion their causes and serve their interests for the next 5 years, he said. And that's it from Egypt's Network. Stay tuned to our celebrity and gossip news.